Colorado is one of the best states in the country for trout fishing. It's a place that's very near and dear to my heart. It's where I'm from, and I guided out there for years. So today I'm gonna go over my top 10 flies for fishing for trout in Colorado. Putting together this list, I tried to get flies that would pretty much work anywhere in the state, from tailwaters to small streams to bigger freestones and even some high alpine lake flies. Regardless of where you're going, there should be some stuff on this list that should definitely be in your box, and it'll help you catch more fish on your next trip to Colorado. So starting at number 10, we've got the Hippie Stomper. This is a foam attractor dry fly that's a great fly for small streams and also high alpine lakes. I love this fly when there's not really much hatching. It's just a great searching pattern. You can skate it a little bit on the surface. It's a great pattern for cutthroat, brook trout, but rainbows and browns also love this thing. It's kind of a modern take on just a big attractor dry fly. It's foamy, so if you wanted to, you could even hang a small dropper off the back of it. But the Hippie Stomper at number 10, one of my favorites. Moving on to number 9, we've got a streamer pattern. This is the Sparkle Minnow. This is an MFC pattern that can imitate all different kinds of bait fish, from a sculpin to a juvenile brown trout. I like it in this gold color. What's great about this pattern is it reflects a ton of light. So even in very high light conditions, bright days, this thing can get savage strikes, especially from brown trout. This is one of my favorite patterns for midsummer streamer fishing because it's so reflective. That time of the year, brown trout aren't gonna be lazy. They're gonna be highly aggressive, and you can strip this really fast. And because it's so flashy, fish don't even think twice. They just have to chase it down and eat it. So it's a great midsummer pattern, but it can work well even in the fall months as well. Moving on to number 8, we've got a classic dry fly, and this is the Stimulator. This is an old school pattern designed by Randall Kaufman, and it's one of my favorite patterns for the midsummer time in Colorado. It imitates everything from caddis to stoneflies. It's just a fantastic pattern if you're fishing strictly dries or even double dries. It rides really high on the surface because of its hackle. It's not a pattern that I would normally fish with a dropper. In the bigger sizes, in a color orange, this can also imitate the big salmon fly hatch. So if you're going to somewhere like the Colorado River or the Gunnison River, this is a good one to have in your box, especially for those early season times around June when salmon flies might be hatching. So moving on to number 7, I've got the Blowtorch nymph. This is a pattern designed by Devin Olson, and it's a fantastic searching nymph pattern. It's really an attractor. It's got a soft hackle collar, but it's got this really bright orange hot spot on the back end. This is a fantastic pattern for fishing pocket water or high gradient rivers where fish don't have a lot of time to inspect your fly, but they just see that hot spot and they have to make a decision to eat. The Blowtorch can imitate all different kinds of insects, from mayflies, bigger mayflies like drakes, to stoneflies, and even pupating caddis as well. So it really covers a lot of bases, and it's one of my favorite patterns as a dropper as well. A lot of times I'll fish this under a chubby or an indicator. It's a fantastic nymph for pretty much any time of year, but especially during the summertime when fish are in the faster water, quick riffles and pocket water. So at number 6, we've got a stonefly nymph, and this is the Pat's Rubberleg. This is a classic Colorado fly, or really anywhere out west. It was developed in Idaho by Pat Bennett, and it's really just become one of the most productive nymph patterns for all around the West. I like to fish the Pat stone under an indicator. It's actually a pretty heavy pattern. It doesn't typically have a bead head, but there is lead wire underneath the chenille body, so it gets down quickly. It doesn't tend to snag up too bad on the bottom, and it's just a fish catcher. I especially like this pattern in the spring months, June, early July, when there's a lot of stoneflies in the water column, but I've had success with this pattern all throughout the year, well into the fall through October. So the Pat stonefly nymph, one of my absolute favorite nymphs for Colorado. Coming at number 5, we've got a streamer pattern, and this is the Baby Gonga. Baby Gonga is a Charlie Craven pattern, a very well-known Colorado tire, and it totally makes sense that he developed this pattern specifically for Colorado rivers. The Baby Gonga is an articulated pattern. I like it because it works well all year round, so you can take this from midsummer on a big freestone like the Colorado or the Gunnison, And then you can also take it up into the high country and fish it in your smaller streams as well. So it's a very versatile streamer pattern. It's weighted with dumbbell eyes, but it's not too heavy. So you can still fish it in slower water with a slower retrieve, and fish just love this thing. If you do need to add some more weight to it, you can simply pinch a big split shot right in front of the pattern and it'll get down quicker, and it'll even give you some jigging motion as you retrieve it. So it's very versatile in that sense as well. This pattern is offered in a few different colors. It comes in tan, which is my favorite. Looks a lot like a baby brown trout. But you can also get it in olive, which is my next favorite, and black as well. And additionally, it comes in a rainbow trout color. All of them have been productive for me, but like I said, the tan and the olive are my two most productive colors in the baby Gonga. So at number 4, I've got another Charlie Craven pattern, the 2-bit hooker. When it hit the market, it was one of the hottest fly patterns in Colorado. And that's really due to how it's designed. It's got 2 beads that are right up against each other at the head. So it's very heavy pattern, but it's still very slender profile, so it sinks quickly. This was really the answer to the pheasant tail, and it brought a modern spin on a mayfly nymph that could get down a lot quicker and keep you in the strike zone longer. The 2-bit's offered in a bunch of different sizes. So in these bigger sizes, like a 12 and a 14, it can imitate stoneflies, drakes, your bigger mayflies. And in the smaller sizes of 18s and 20s, it can imitate tricos and even midges. All around, just a very versatile nymph pattern, very deadly. You should definitely have this in your box regardless of where you're fishing in Colorado.
Before we continue, I wanted to let you know about Trident Travel, our new destination travel service where you'll get our expert planning and guidance at no additional cost. That means no credit card fees, no booking fees, and for a limited time, you'll even earn Trident rewards on your travel bookings. So for every trip you book, you'll be earning valuable points that you can use towards free tackle here at Trident. Recently, we've had some clients go on some absolutely fantastic trips like bone fishing in Belize, permit fishing in Mexico, and Arctic char fishing in Iceland. So if you're thinking about taking a fly fishing trip, Trident Travel is the way to do it. We've got a ton of great destinations, excellent service, and even more destinations being added every month. Check us out at tridentflyfishing.com/travel.
So at number 3, I've got the Wing RS2. This is a modern take on Ray Chung's original RS2 pattern. It's just got a little bit flashier wing. It's got the split micro fibet tail, and it's just a fantastic mayfly emerger pretty much any time of year, but especially in the spring and the fall months in Colorado. Generally, this fly is fished unweighted, so you can fish it right in the surface film if you see fish sipping, but you can also fish this fly on a nymph rig, and it's just an all-around great pattern anytime there are mayflies around, particularly your smaller species like blue wings and tricos. For you tailwater junkies out there, the RS2 is definitely one you want to have in your box. I've had more success with this fly on picky tailwater fish than just about any other fly. So if you like hitting rivers like the Frying Pan, the Taylor, the Blue, Wing RS2 is for sure one that you need to have in your box. So at number 2, we've got another dry fly pattern. This is the Amy's Ant. The Amy's Ant was developed by Jack Dennis. This is a foamy terrestrial pattern or a stonefly. It's one of my all-time favorite bigger dry flies for Colorado. When I was putting together this list, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to feature the Amy's Ant or the chubby Chernobyl. Both of them are great patterns, but ultimately I went with the Amy's Ant for a couple of reasons. Number 1, the Amy's Ant is tied with a deer hair wing, and I just love natural materials. I like tying with them, I like fishing them. So for me, it's just a pattern that I enjoy fishing more than the chubby Chernobyl. Secondly, I also really like the hackle underbody on the Amy's Ant. I think it just gives it that really buggy look from underneath. If I'm just fishing a single terrestrial, I would go for the Amy's Ant over the chubby Chernobyl in most situations. It's been a really productive pattern for me, especially in late season when fish have seen a lot of chubby Chernobyls floating over their heads. The Amy's Ant's one that can often seal the deal for you. For our number 1 fly for Colorado, my pick is the Missing Link Caddis. The Missing Link Caddis is, you guessed it, a caddis pattern, but it's actually a lot more than that. It's got a really slim abdomen section, so it can actually pass as a midge, it can pass as a mayfly spinner, can pass as various different cripples. So it's one of the most versatile dry flies I've ever fished, but it's especially effective in the midsummer when caddis are hatching. I also love this pattern because of how it sits on the surface film. It sits pretty low, and it's also very easy to see compared to some of the other smaller dries that we fish. So if you need a small dry that's easy to see, but also can skate really well, this has been one of my most productive dry flies for Colorado, from tailwaters to small streams to bigger freestones and even high alpine lakes. Regardless of where you're fishing, if you see some bugs, you see fish rising, I would not hesitate to tie on a missing link caddis. So there you have it. That's my top 10 flies for fishing Colorado. These flies should work pretty well just about anywhere you go in the state. If you've got questions about fishing in Colorado or you're planning a trip, give us a call. We'd be happy to help. 888-413-5211 or shoot us an email at support@tridentflyfishing.com. And as always, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the water.